Welcome to today's video. Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to take you through the marking scheme of the Musjet 2026 that was done in July. Musjet means Muslim School Joint Evaluation Test. So I'll go through the answers, and what you can do, go together with me as I read through and give you the marking scheme. So the first question was, the question below represents a chemical equation that takes place in green plants under certain conditions. Carbon dioxide plus water to glucose plus X. Name substance X. So substance X is oxygen. B says, other than the conditions stated in the question, state two other conditions necessary for the reaction. So we have chlorophyll, temperature, and light intensity. C. Name two types of cell in which this process occurs. So the answer is guard cell and palisade cells. D. Name the process represented by the equation given above. Where is the equation? The equation is here. So the process is photosynthesis. E. State the importance of the process named in E above. It's supposed to be D and not E. It's a typo error. So production of food for plants and animals, air purification, release of oxygen in the atmosphere, basis of source of energy. Question 2. What is multiple allelism? This is a condition in which inheritable characteristic is determined by more than two variants forms of a single gene. B. In humans, the inheritance of hemophilia is sex-linked. The gene for hemophilia is recessive. A carrier woman marries a normal woman. Work out the phenotypic ratio of their son. Use H to represent the gene for normal blood clotting. 5 marks. So here is the working of it. What I can only mention here is that when you are giving out this cross, you should never leave out that sign. If you leave out that sign, then you miss the mark. Number 2, the crossing lines should never crisscross one another. So if you do that, you miss also the mark. So this is the marking scheme of the answer above. So the phenotypic ratio of their sons was 1 normal and 1 hemophiliac. C. State 2 disorder in human that are as a result of non-disjunction. We have Down syndrome, Turner syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome. Question 3. The table below shows result of blood cell count taken on people living at different, we have altitudes, different altitudes. So we had 996, 1995, 2995, 3995, and 4995. These are altitudes. So red blood cell at 996 was 6. It increased to 660, 720, 8 to 880. White blood cells was constant all through. So essay state the relationship between red blood cells and altitude. So the number of red blood cells increases with increase in altitude. Roman 2, white blood cell and altitude. So the number of white blood cells remain constant with increase in altitude. B. Give a brief explanation of your answer in A1 above. Increase in altitude results to decrease in the partial pressure, stroke concentration of oxygen. The number of red blood cells increase to increase the oxygen carrying capacity of blood. C. Name the metallic element that is necessary for the manufacture of the red blood cell. Name the metallic element that is necessary for the manufacture of red blood cells, and the answer is iron. D. Name one form in which the oxygen is transported in the red blood cell. The answer is carbaminohemoglobin. E. What is the role of carbonic anhydrase in the transportation of respiratory gases? So that is catalyzes the reaction between carbon dioxide and water to form weak carbonic acid, which easily dissociates into hydrogen ions and hydrogen carbonate ions for faster transportation. 4. Study the diagram shown below of the anterior view of the lumbar vertebra of a mammal. A. Name the part labeled ABC. A. Neural spine. B. Metapophysis. C. Centrum. So reject metapophysis. B. State how the part labeled D is adapted to its function. We have long stop broads to provide large surface area for the attachment of abdominal muscles. C. Explain the role of parenchyma cell in support of herbaceous plant. Parenchyma cells takes in water by osmosis and become turgid, hence after mechanical support. 2 marks. Distinguish between a tendon and a ligament. A tendon is a tissue that joins a bone to a muscle, while a ligament is a tissue that joins a bone to another bone. Question 5 was some students carried out an ecological study of field feeding relationship and constructed the food web below. How does energy from the sun get incorporated into the food web? That is through photosynthesis. B. State the mode of feeding of the bird in the food web. That is carnivorous. State 2 effects the migration of bird N will have on the organism in the food web. That the number of snails will increase. The number of bird M will also increase. D. Not all energy from one trophic level is available to the next level. Explain. 3 marks. Some energy is lost through respiration, excretion, decomposition, part of the organism not eaten. Then E, state the feeding relationship between bird M and N. That is intraspecific competition. Let's go to section B, where we need to draw a graph. So this is a question that you should not miss because it's 20 marks. So to draw a graph, you need to draw a very nice graph because they look at one. Let me describe it here. So we have axis. So you need to draw an axis. So when you draw the two, you get 1 mark. So a half. We have scale, which is 2 marks. We have a plotting, which is also 2 marks. We have curve, 2 marks. And then we have labeling, 1 mark. So each side you get a half because of the x and y axis. All that you get 8 marks. So this is the graph, how it's supposed to look like. Okay, let's move on to next. In man, the normal blood sugar level is about 90 millimeter per 100 milliliter of blood. Explain the change in the sugar level in person A during the first 4 hours. So the answer here is that the blood sugar level rises rapidly in the first hour due to absorption of glucose from the ileum into the bloodstream. Blood sugar level then starts declining as insulin is secreted by the pancreas, which stimulates the liver cell to lower glucose or level. Roman 2, the 6th hour, the blood sugar level returns to normal. Hormone insulin has resulted to regulation of blood sugar level by the liver cell, so no excess sugar in the blood. C. Suggest a possible reason for the high blood sugar in person B. So failure of the pancreas to secrete sufficient amount of insulin, or a probable impairment of the liver so that its cells do not respond to insulin. Roman 2. How can the high blood sugar level in person B be controlled? Regular or intravenous injection of insulin. D. The pancreas and the liver work together in the regulation of glucose in the blood. State the role of these organs when the concentration of glucose in the blood is below normal. Pancreas secretes glucagon hormone, which stimulates the liver cell to raise blood sugar level. By reducing glucose, stroke oxidation stimulates conversion of stored glycogen and fats in glucose. Roman 2. Name the disease that results in case the pancreas is not able to secrete enough insulin. That is diabetes mellitus. So 7. Explain how the mammalian ear is adapted to its function. So this is the whole essay, and I will not read through all of it, but I'll give you an idea when you are writing an essay what you should consider. So you should be able to write a feature and then give the function or its adaptation. For example, the first point here is pinna is funnel shaped to increase, to collect and direct sound wave to the auditory canal. Second one is that external auditory meters or canal is tubular hollow. So you get a mark there to concentrate and direct sound waves to the tympanic membrane, another mark. So ear canal is lined with hair, a mark, to trap solid particles, another mark. Also lined with wax secreting cell, another mark, to secrete wax to trap dust particle, another mark. We have tympanic membrane or eardrum is pliable to vibrate and convert sound waves into vibration. We have ear ossicles are arranged in a lever system to amplify sound vibration, transmit vibrations to the oral window. Next is the oval window is pliable to receive and transmit vibration to the fluid or the cochlea. The cochlea is highly coiled to provide large surface area for attachment of sensory hair cells. Cochlea is fluid to transmit vibration to the sensory cells. Then cochlea has an organ of corti made up of sensory cells to generate impulses. The auditory nerve has sensory neurons to transmit the impulses to the brain for interpretation. Round window is pliable to dissipate excess vibration from the inner ear. Semicircular canal have a swelling called ampulla containing sensory cells to maintain balance and posture. Vestibular consists of utriculus and circulus that contain sensory cells to maintain body balance and posture in relation to gravity. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. See you in my next video.